most of you've seen. We chose not to live on post. So now we are playing the household goods waiting game. And I find I always go through this bout of depression every time we have to wait for our household goods because it's like, for one, and this goes into the title about watching the money fly away. You're waiting for your household goods. We come from Hawaii all the way here to North Carolina, so it's like a month long to get our stuff. We've got this home, and it's just, you can probably hear the echo. It's so empty. Then you're spending all this money. We had to buy air mattresses. We had to, buy our soaps and body washes and all this stuff because we still have to live for a whole month. I had to go rebuy seasonings because they did pack now, which is goes to show you how mixed up and confusing the rules are. Because one minute you hear they don't pack seasonings, one minute they do, one minute they don't pack candles, and one minute they do. In our case, they packed all that. Weird. So I have seasonings coming and stuff. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna want to use them at that point. But seasonings are expensive, so I had to go buy those. I had to buy a new pot set. I had no choice. We have to cook after 14 days of eating out, like constantly, with the exception of a couple of microwavable meals. I had no choice but to buy pots and pans because we wanted home cooked food and it was cheaper just to cook. I had to buy new silverware. So it's all these things I had to buy in addition to buying new clothes, to adjust to the weather here because it's still colder than it would be in Hawaii. And it's been hassle with the money. It's like you don't get what you think you're going to get with the PCS. And for the life of me, I can't possibly understand why. I mean, granted, I live off post, but I don't understand why, if you live on post, like for instance, if you're coming from Hawaii to Bragg, why they don't have loaner furniture. You get to Hawaii and you have Aloha furniture, but now you're coming from Oconus to Conus and you still can't get any type of bedding or anything. I mean, what are you supposed to do? And then when you get here to Conus, they only cover like 10 days for your TLA or TLE or whatever it's called, acronyms drive me crazy. So we've just been putting out so much money, putting out money for lodging in advance, getting DLA only to pay for lodging in advance. And everybody goes, oh, we're going to get reimbursed. But, reimbursed is like 4 weeks later. Yeah. Um, and yeah, you can save all day. And I know people who save lots of money and still go through it. And there's a couple of things you can do to make it easier. But at the end of the day, this is, for me, my version of telling you how this PCS has really been. I don't want to hype it up and, oh, well, you can do all these great tricks and there's all these great tricks and tips. And no, there's not. The other thing that bugged me is regards to money spending is even in Hawaii. Now, when I PCS from Hunter Army Airfield in Savannah, Georgia to Hawaii, we were in a two-bedroom lodging room and it had a living area, it had a stove, it had a sink, a refrigerator, and pots and pans, glasses, and silverware. We cooked the whole Thanksgiving meal in our room. I cannot understand how you have that in Georgia on this tiny little base, but you come to Hawaii and you get this small room with this nice sized kitchen and no stove, no pots and pans, no nothing. Knowing people are sometimes in there for 2 weeks to 4 weeks at a time, or even more than that. I mean, I've heard people living in lodging for months. So right now, we're just playing the household goods waiting game. The kids are in school, thank goodness. Well, my son is. My daughter has to start like tomorrow because I guess they have to do like a schedule and all this stuff. So that's how the PCS is going so far. Of course, I'll be doing more videos. I have tons of footage. I didn't have internet the way I wanted to, so I could get on and do a couple of things on Facebook, but I couldn't upload video. It just took too long, so kind of messed me up. But just stay tuned for some random clips from my journey on my PCS. I'm Crystal with ArmyWife101.com. Come back and visit. Thanks.